Hello and welcome back to an episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? If you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to talk about KWAM1 and KWAM2. Now, for some of you who don't know, KWAM1 is a Nigerian musician who tried to board an aircraft. And then what happened was that he had kind of a water bottle or a flask, basically, that according to him, when he went through security, the flask was empty. So he got through security. When he was waiting for the flight in the lounge, he said he added water to the flask because he, according to doctor's recommendation, he needs to be sipping water, he needs to be sipping water because of his condition. So he said he poured water in the flask. So when he was about to board, they told him that he couldn't board with the flask. According to KWAM1, he said that, that what was inside was water. So he hadn't even boarded the flight at all. So they stopped him from boarding because it's either he leave the flask behind and board the aircraft, or he will stay behind with the flags. KWAM1 decided to hold the whole aircraft hostage. He literally walked in front of the aircraft and said that nobody was going anywhere. People tried to, speak to him, airport securities. They couldn't bundle him out because obviously he's KWAM1. So they were trying to kind of reason with him to say, listen, move from the way. But KWAM1 was not having it. And then the pilots decided to move the plane, irrespective of the fact that there were about maybe 7 people on ground, and KWAM1 was literally standing in front of the plane. She decided to taxi that plane, regardless of whoever was there. And then KWAM1 was seen dodging the aircraft. He was literally, he literally dodged. The wings of the aircraft could have just maybe cut off his head if he was trying to be, stubborn at that point. But he dodged, and the aircraft took off. Now, after this video was released, people were like, there was so much outcry online because they said, listen, this is unacceptable, whether for KWAM1 or for the pilots, because you were putting so many people at risk. You were carrying passengers and there were so many people on ground, and then you have to taxi that aircraft regardless of seeing somebody in front of you. Who gave you the permission to move? Before you could say Jack, they gave the pilot 6 months ban, and then people started crying out about KWAM1 because they were not even doing KWAM1 anything. People said that was terrorism for KWAM1 to have obstructed a whole aircraft, that if it was a developed country, that they would have done, they would have sanctioned him, they would have tasered him, he would have been in jail. People said a whole lot of things. I think the aviation minister, to pacify people or to make a statement, came out and said that they are banning KWAM1 for 6 months. He's not going to fly any Nigerian aircraft locally or internationally for 6 months. Okay, people were not thinking, okay, at least this is some kind of justice. Yeah, and that was dying down. A couple of days later, Comfort Emmanson decided to display on the aircraft. According to the story, Comfort boarded an aircraft, Ibom Air, going to Lagos. So when they were about to take off, they told Comfort to remove to off the phone. And according to eyewitnesses and people around, they said that according to Comfort, she said she couldn't switch off her phone, that there's something wrong with her phone, and then she said that she couldn't read. So somebody sitting beside her, and the air hostess was being rude to her, saying that, you must off your phone. So somebody sitting beside her, according to what the eyewitness said, was trying to help her to off the phone. But after that, Comfort was visibly angry because of the way that the air hostess spoke to her. She said, she paid for this flight with her money. That why would somebody speak to her like that? Because maybe, she's fair, she's beautiful, the air hostess probably gave her the attitude of hookup girl. You know how people infer certain things. We don't know if she actually said those things to her, but the eyewitness said she was very angry, and throughout the flight she was literally cursing the air hostess. All through the flight she was angry and cursing at the air hostess. Anyway, when the flight landed, the air hostess, according to people, refused to let Comfort out of the plane because, according to her, Comfort disrespected her. So she was stopping Comfort from, deboarding. So Comfort decided to display madness. I mean, Comfort was kicking, screaming, scratching, slapping. Comfort was not Comfort. Comfort learned kung fu, and she displayed all her skills. So when all those things was happening, people took out maybe one of the air hostesses, because that person was very close and personal. Maybe even the particular air hostess she was fighting with took out a camera, started recording, and pulled her clothes up. That was how every of her melons, just popped out of the clothes. And that became, another worry, because once those videos hit online, because the air hostess recorded herself saying that we saw Comfort literally slapping the air hostess. That went viral. People started talking about it. Aviation minister came out and said that they've issued a live ban on Comfort. People are now saying that is not fair, because KWAM1, that literally hijacked a plane, went scot-free, and then Comfort, who was fighting for her rights because she was being detained, they could have handled it better. Now you're banning her for life. That became another controversy that went viral. And then when Comfort's melons were out there for everybody to see, that also generated a whole different conversation, because they said that is a violation of her privacy. Also, Comfort was taken to Kirikiri prison. She was charged to court immediately. Like, this just happened, boom, boom, boom. And KWAM1, that according to what people said, his actions constituted a terrorist act. He literally went scot-free. So people said that's not going to happen. That how can you ban somebody who fought on a plane for life, and then somebody who tried to hijack a plane, you gave them 6 months ban? That is not right. Immediately they came out and they said that aviation people came out and said, okay, we're releasing Comfort, we're lifting the ban. KWAM1, we're going to give him 1 month's flight ban, and then we're going to make him an ambassador. This also generated a whole lot of conversation. They said, how can you reward bad behavior with ambassadorship? Do you even know what ambassador means? How can somebody who hijacked a plane be now named an ambassador? That's like, people, you guys are not, 2 + 2 is not adding up. Now, why is that? We have a lot of prominent Nigerians that you could make an ambassador. Why KWAM1 after this incident? He hasn't even served his 1 month ban. Anyway, Nigeria Aviation Minister said that that is the way to go. And Comfort has been released. We haven't heard from Comfort, because she said that she's still nursing her injuries. She needs some time off. There has been so many deals offered to Comfort. Comfort is now a celebrity, and people have offered her job. People have offered her travel trips. Everybody I know is in her DM right now trying to get a view of the melons. But what do you think? Do you think that Nigeria reward bad behavior? We've seen a whole lot of instances where people have done something wrong, and at the end of the day, they're given, maybe they are rewarded, not rewarded, but they are made famous in a, somehow they become famous, and then they profit from that bad behavior. What do you think? Do you think we as a society reward bad behavior, or do you think that somehow just do something wrong and blow? Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like, and share. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.